Alright, this is a Honda Ridgeline that I have. It's the second generation. It's a 2017. And it has the tonneau cover on it. It has a tie down here like all the Ridgelines. And then one up in the front corner. See right up there. And the same on the other side. But it's kind of lacking anything to be able to, hook a strap here to hold, whatever, dresser or something that you want to tie in the middle of the bed. So I ordered Uni Trax core products, and it's a kind of a neat little deal. It's very lightweight, but of course you're not going to tie anything really heavy in there anyhow. But so the easy way to put these in is you get your your T30 Torx. You take the center screw out right here. They're tight, but you pull that out, and it's 6mm. This is what they look like when they come out. So you're gonna go find you a 6mm bolt somewhere. That's a machine screw, actually. It's got these shoulders. And then you come over here and you put it in that center hole that you took that out of. Set this up in here, and then you can take your tape measure and measure to get, how tall is it, how much space do I have, right here. You come down on each end and get it as square as you feel you need to. And then this drill bit here, 16/64, I think is what it is. And I just went and got some screws at the hardware store that are made for sheet metal. The kit sends you washers and 1/4-inch bolts and 1/4-inch lock nuts, but I didn't feel like taking the fender wells out and reaching up in here and trying to bolt that in. Just didn't seem fun. But they did send 2 wood screws in here, just 2. And so I went, this is what I used as to pick the size for the sheet metal screws. I was gonna just use wood screws, but the guy at the hardware store says, "What are you putting in?" I said, "Sheet metal." He goes, "Well, use sheet metal screws." So that's what I'm doing. So just to recap, these are about $70, $75 I think, something like that. I don't know, maybe they're not that much. And then a few dollars worth of screws and 2 bolts. And then throw these in your glove compartment for future, in case you ever want to take them off and put these back. But I don't think it's going to take more than about 25 minutes once I get started to, or not even that much. Just drill your hole. I drilled, I drilled this one and then tightened it down. And so I'll just work my way out from the center. And these little things are kind of cool. You push it in and you can slide it to the center and you can take it out, put it in there, slide it, and then it locks. So once you get it screwed in there, it'll be solid enough for, it'll be as solid as if you was to hook a strap underneath of the metal lip on a regular pickup bed, in my humble opinion. So I hope this helps. Also, I know that underneath here is steel that comes down about that far, and I will, excuse me, I will put a link in the description on it. And the reason I know this is I watched a video. This guy says, "Ever wonder what's underneath your bed liner in your Ridgeline?" And so I was able to see where there's a solid steel there. You can't come down lower, but I'll put the link in so you can go watch it yourself. This is an engineering chart on the pull-out allowable screw connection capacity. About 6 to 8 mils, 0.713 inches. That is a close estimate as I can get for the steel support underneath that bed liner, holding the bed up, and that sidewall, and that was gathered from underneath of the pickup. There's some areas you can look and you can crawl under and you can see as well. So that's very close. And I used my I used my micrometer to measure that piece, and it was ballpark of that. And we come across to our 1/4 inch screw, and to pull out is 227 pounds per screw. There's 7 screws on each side. The D-rings themselves in the documentation that came with this, or the tie downs, are rated around 600 pounds. There's no concerns for my application of these pulling out. That will be used for tarp straps and light ratchet straps, mostly over light items. So the factory tie downs in the 4 corners, of course I would use those for anything larger or get my trailer. But this is how I feel comfortable with not putting nuts and washers on. Alright, here it is completed. The one issue that I ran into is this back screw. When I look on that video that I linked to, there's a round hole, and this just happens to line up with that, and it goes so you're only holding on this plastic. So I went ahead and I drilled a hole here, and then took a, I don't know, 7/16 bit probably, and kind of countersunk it some, so it'll sit down in there. It's not going to let this slide and probably hook correctly right there, but it'll work. But really back here, we're so close to this would be a better option than even that, even though he says don't tie onto it. But so yeah, it won't slide past there, but I think you can come there. So anyhow, and that was the only issue I had, other than this center right here, this center one. They are very tight. I couldn't even get it out with my impact driver. Well, I didn't have a 30. I thought I had a 30, but I didn't. I stuck in what it was a 25, and well, it spun. But I didn't ruin the corners on it bad enough. I had to go pick up a 1/4 inch or a 3/8 drive to bust it loose. But anyhow, that's it. It's nice that the hardware store is only a half a mile away, but it is lightweight, but I don't think they sell it as something heavyweight. But seriously, for what it is, to throw over a dresser or a bunch of boxes or something, should be perfect.